White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, her run-in with Lucy Doocy. Come on, she works for the White House. White House works for Biden, which means they work for Kamala Harris.
So you're saying that the president and vice president believe that former President Donald Trump should be toning down his rhetoric?
So I'll say this. President Biden has been clear-eyed about the threat that the former president represents to our democracy. He's been clear-eyed about that.
This is pathetic, John. So check this out. So this was in response to people asking, hate to bug you, Karine, but former President Donald Trump, he almost got killed a second time, What do you think should be done in order to avoid a third time? Because, 3 strikes you out, right? I mean, because if this is anything like baseball, that's a wrap, right? And so Karine's response to that was what you just saw, which is...
Just to clarify, so you're saying that the president and vice president believe that former President Donald Trump should be toning down his rhetoric?
So I'll say this. President Biden has been clear-eyed about the threat that the former president represents to our democracy.
That's it, guys. So basically, they're blaming the victim. I think part of the problem we have, guys, is people so locked into their political corner. Sort of like a boxing match where, they come out, everybody go to their corners. And I say break, we break, and no punching below the belt. And then, so whenever something happens, everybody runs to their corner. Then they run to the center and fight. And then when something happens, they run back to their corners. And people don't allow themselves to just think it through. So when I try to give analogies, guys, I try to make us look beyond the politics. Because when you think politically, you can't think. So what I'm saying, it sounds to me like what the Democrats are saying and what Karine is saying here is akin to what people tell women who have been assaulted. Well, what were you wearing? What were you doing out so late? And to women who have been abused. Hey, wow, he did that? What you say to him? Because usually America's not crazy like that. What'd you say to America to make them go upside your head? Oh, nah, that ain't my America. My America don't shoot people like that. Nah, my America's a good America. They don't be shooting each other and doing stuff crazy, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm not even gonna buy that. And what's amazingly funny about it, but I also hope it brings people out of the darkness, right? Because too many times I'm hearing black people going, the Republican Party, man, they the Klan members. If you vote for Republican, you vote for the Klan. Like, you don't think it's Klan members in the Democratic Party? Now we need off both plantations, dog. You don't need a plantation that still subjugates you, but they smile when they do it. That's all. That's the difference. You got to stop. So, yeah, man, we really gotta do a better job, man. So what I'm saying is that's what Karine is saying to me. She is saying she's blaming Trump for 2 different people trying to kill him that he never met. That's the fact he never met them would lead one to believe they're not doing it because of him personally, that it also may be influenced by what other people told him. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, here goes Doocy putting her on the hot seat in response to what she just said about Trump being a threat.
2 days since somebody allegedly tried to kill Donald Trump again. And you're here at the podium in the White House briefing room calling him a threat. How many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump until the president and the vice president and you pick a different word to describe Trump other than threat?
That's gonna... How many more days until the election? Is it 59 days, 58? I say about 58 more days, said Doocy. And I'm just being real. Oh, you're not asking me, you're asking her. Oh, she ain't gonna answer that. Nah, she gonna do a word salad, baby. You got any, what kind of salad dressing you like? Would you like a light, fresh, citrusy vinaigrettes? Would you like something creamy like avocado ranch or something? What suits your fancy? Because there ain't no way in hell that Karine's gonna answer this as a person of good faith. That ain't gonna happen. You more likely to see Biggie and Tupac tomorrow performing at Madison Square Garden before you see that. You know what I'm saying? Because then you ain't gonna see that. You not gonna see that. Here goes Karine's response.
Tried to kill Donald Trump again. And you're here at the podium in the White House briefing room calling him a threat. How many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump until the president and the vice president and you pick a different word to describe Trump other than threat?
Peter, if anything from this administration, I actually completely disagree with the premise of your question, the question that you're asking. It is also incredibly dangerous in the way that you're asking it, because American people are watching. And to say that from an administration who has consistently condemned political violence, from an administration where the president called the former...
Hold on. First of all, she started off with the long angst. Blame the talker. Let's blame the person answering the question for what you just said out your mouth. Yeah. You're the dangerous one for pointing out what I just said. See, that's the problem with these damn MAGA heads. You point out the things we say and then expect us to answer them, which only causes more division. We should be able to say whatever we want to say, any way we want to say it. When you're going to learn that when you question what we say, that's what puts people in danger, not when we say what we say. Get what I'm saying?
President, and was grateful that he was okay, from an administration who has called out January 6th.
Are you sure that's what y'all was doing, man? I thought y'all checked on him to make sure to make sure it was true that he survived the shot, because you were like, damn. You know, like one of those movies where they phone the guy. Hey, you answered? What you doing tonight? Oh, hey, Trump, how you doing, man? Yeah, man, you all right? You zigged and zagged? Oh, no shots off. He didn't get a shot off. Told you not to hurry him. Yeah, well, I'm so glad he missed. I mean, so glad he didn't shoot. So hard to find good help nowadays. You know what, Trump? You need to really tone down your rhetoric, man. Yeah, man, you're going to get somebody hurt.
Called out the attack of Paul Pelosi, called out and said we need to lower the temperature after the Butler incident. And now for you...
And then you proceeded to call him a threat to democracy about 150 times every day. Yeah, we said, hey, we need to calm things down. First time he got shot. And we said we need to chill. And we called him, a monster, Hitler, a threat to democracy, Lucifer's ghost, Lucifer himself, Lucifer reincarnated, Lucifer, the embodiment of Lucifer, Hitler's buddy, Hitler's impetus, Hitler's the spirit of Hitler, just all things Hitler. We just kept saying that like 100 times, and he's going to take away your rights, put people back in slavery. He's going to, make sure all women are abused for the rest of their lives, and indeterminate for future generations, the overthrowing of our government, our system, dystopia in the world, torture all the children. Yeah, I mean, just all these things. We said all these things, and of course they were rhetorical. We didn't. Everyone understands we're just joking when we say them. Just a little jokey joke. What, not funny? No. Karine is a piece of work, man.
You to make that kind of comment in your question, because your question involved a comment and a statement.
Listen to her badger. Man, I'm trying to tell you, Johnson. I got a confession. I'm about to tell you, man. I can't stand this. Yeah, man, I gotta be real, man. I can't stand when people talk to you like this. That condescending hi-hat BS where they're above you. They're wrong. Like anybody with common sense would be like, give me a break, give me a break, be up. Something. Anybody with any decency would be like, hey, the guy, you give him a week. You know what I'm saying? You know, he almost got killed a second time. Let's give him the week. You know what I'm saying? Because I would want at least a month. So let's give him, 3 days. These guys are jumping right back in with both feet and elbows, baseball bats, mace, brass knuckles. On the second day, like nothing happened. But if I say her instead of he or him or they, oh God, Tim don't need a show no more. He laughed at a Dave Chappelle joke. We gotta come get him. Come get him and nail him to this board. He laughed at a comedian's joke. We know all that power them black people have over the lives of the LGBTQ people. So, they can't be making jokes because, black people so powerful. We're so powerful. We don't own shit. None of the studios, none of the radio stations, really, nothing. But but I gotta tell you guys, I can't stand this, man. This right here, this gaslighting. Nah, man. Tim, why don't you like the Democrats? Exhibit A. This right here.
And, it is, that is also incredibly dangerous.
Lord, she was asked, hey, don't you think you should not call a guy who just got shot at or almost got shot at with an AR-15? You know what? I remember when first time I really noticed who Karine was, there was an event that Kamala Harris was speaking at, ironically, right? So Kamala Harris is there talking, and a animal rights activists, they were there in the crowd, they were talking and stuff. One of them went up on the stage to talk to Kamala Harris. Totally the wrong thing to do. Now, this was a skinny white kid, long hair, basically a terrorist because he's white and he fits the MO just being white. But he's not a terrorist. He was an activist. And you should have seen Karine, and you should have seen Kamala Harris and security, right? That particular activist, they came on the show. They came on my show after the event. And he was like, man, I wasn't going to do anything. Like, VP, I'm not crazy. I'm here to talk about the animals and what's being done to the animals and how she could be helpful in helping in this. She's vice president, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? All the things people that care about a cause care about. It's called a direct action. When you do something, where you don't just sit outside with signs going, we shall know, like when you go and do stuff like sit-ins or when you actually get involved, when you get in people's faces, when you confront them, basically what Maxine Waters said people should do to all the Republicans. Yeah, exactly the same thing the Democrats are telling everybody that they should be doing. If you see them in the streets, get in their faces and get loud. go after them. Like, so, but then when people did it to them, security, everybody turns into Roland Martin when it happens to them. And my reason for bringing this up is, all someone did was talk to Kamala, and Karine was ready to sacrifice the ultimate price. And then she went on, Karine, not Vice President Harris, but Karine, she went on shows afterwards about how traumatized she was that this activist, nonviolent activist about animals' rights walked on the stage. But here, she don't understand that maybe a person, a grandpa, because they know Trump is old, whatever age, but I'm saying a grandpa being shot and then about to be drilled full of holes by an AR-15, maybe you should give him a little bit of grace and not be like, there goes the threat to democracy. Here's a guy going to end the civilized world. Here's a guy who's a threat, the existential threat to all our boys and girls, all the babies and the women and the men, the man who's destroying the world as we see it. Donald Trump, the scourge of the earth. She don't get why that might be inappropriate. Instead, she goes on a 5-minute rant about how wrong it is to tell her to tone down. You can't make it up. I am no ways tired. I am no ways. I said our life ain't never been no crystal stair. Dance, Roland, dance. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, you just can't make it. This is, the hypocrisy is thicker than pound cake. Got any whipped cream for the hypocrisy pound cake we got over here that Karine is serving up? Hey, look, man, you ain't got to, look, like I always say, you ain't got to like Trump at all. But you got to start learning to dislike hypocrisy. You got to dislike, throw off this nonsense. This is, if Kamala got a hangnail, half the black women in America wouldn't go to work for a week. She got a hangnail. Sisters, you know what we got to do. All hell would break loose. If somebody just cursed at Kamala, it would be over.